In this video, we're going to talk about how to validate playbook setups. Now, what I like you to do is sit down and really get into the weeds, really get into the details. You are a trader. You are a technical analyst. Sometimes this can seem a little tedious, but this is exactly how you will grow into a CPT and become very comfortable with the setups in your playbook. This is also how you will build trust with your playbook. This work is what allowed me to understand and become confident with the setups in my playbook, as well as with losing sometimes. Because when you go back and look at the chart, when you look for confirmations, when you look for those setups, you will absolutely see that sometimes it's a winner, sometimes it's a loser. So instead of being surprised by losses, we expect losses. We expect that they will come, but we are willing to pay the fee to get into the market because that's the only way to play. And we are willing to pay the fee to get into the market because we know out of 10 trades, 15, 20 trades, we are going to win. It's highly likely we're going to win based on historical data. We're going to win more than we lose. And that is exactly how we make money, by winning more than we lose, by winning 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times more when we win than when we lose. So what I want you to do is go back to your document here. And what we're going to do is we're going to back test the downtrend daily 4-hour supply zone. And what I want you to do is say, hey, I'm going to back test 20 to 30 scenarios. The more, the better. What this will do is, one, will help you validate that it has edge. And then 2, will help you build an archive of screenshots that you can place in your playbook. So what I would do is I would create a table and I would have a few columns. Setup number. It's gonna be like setup number 1, number 2, number 3. This is your before, this is your after. Winner or loser. R&R. Sorry, screenshot. Okay, that's a screenshot. And then notes, if you want to take any notes. So I literally have with US 30 at the end of the month, or I would take a month. I would say I'm going to back test January, February, March, or whatever. Or I'm going to look throughout history, throughout the past year, and I'm going to find 50, 60 scenarios that look like this, the scenario that I'm trying to back test right now. And what this does, as I mentioned, is as you gather these notes, I can show you, I have notes where I just have play after play after play, right? So you can get more detail when it comes to notes, like you can mention the session that it occurs. That's another thing that's important. So I'll mention the session as well, okay? And then you go one by one. You go one by one and chart by chart. So here, let's take a look. So what I've done is I've done some pre-work here for us because I wanted to cut down on time. So I want to walk you through this. So here you have the daily downtrend. So the daily is in a downtrend here on Euro USD. And what I'm marking up here are 4-hour with the downtrend on the daily, 4-hour supply zones. So you have supply here, supply here, supply here, supply here, supply here, supply here. So I marked a red X on everywhere that I would enter. So every place that I would enter, I marked up here. All right. So then it would be for us to start off with this one, number 1 here. Okay. All right. So when price came here in my document, I'm going to note the session. So this is London session. So the market opened, it went up, went down, right? So I'm going to actually come in here. I'm going to say London open. And then I can write some notes here. Okay. And then I would add a screenshot. So I would do the same thing. I would have my my 4-hour, my daily here, my 4-hour here, and then you can have the 1 hour or the 15-minute. Okay. So there's a setting here where I can sync the not the interval, the time. So I'm gonna go back to daily, go back to the 4-hour, go to the 15-minute. So wherever I click, it'll take me there on all of the charts. Yeah. All right. So what I would get is, let's see what happened at the open of London. Okay. Yeah, London actually opened here. So shot up, blasted up at the open, and then halted there. He couldn't break this resistance here, and gave us a lot of price action for sales, right? So I would do the same thing that I did before. I would come in here, I would mark up what my confirmations are. Okay. So this is going to take time. It took me time to do these things. But what this helps with is you have a library, right? As I mentioned, you have a whole library that will detail for you, um, will help you when you see setups. As I mentioned, you won't have to ask the Discord first. You'll ask your playbook. You go to your playbook and you say, this is something I've seen in my playbook before, right? You'll ask the playbook. Okay. So we can use the replay tool and mark up where we would enter, right? You can mark it up with an X. You can circle like exactly where you would enter, right? So look at these. We have these beautiful price action inside of that zone. Beautiful bearish price action, right? Evening star inside the zone. We have more price action here. So you would mark up all of that, okay? You would note all of that you have going on in the supply. I'm not going to do it all here because the time of the video, but you'll see all of this beautiful price action. Okay, it's a London session. London opens here. Beautiful sell price action. Comes down below the zone, comes back up for a retest of 50% of that bearish candle, right? Beautiful price action here. Beautiful. So you can keep the screenshot here, so that you know, okay, these are my confirmations. My confirmations were there, etc., etc., etc. And you would come in here and take a screenshot. I use the shortcut key, so you see link to chart, image copy to clipboard, put the screenshot there. Okay. Now, did it hit my stop loss? No, right? So we would say winner. Okay. So you can use an emoji, check, or whatever that you like, and you tell the R&R. You document the R&R. So if we entered from, let's say we took an entry here, right? Look how strong that supply zone is. Price came up here. It barely missed the stop loss and then eventually fell, right? So, okay, so let's say we entered here. What is our risk to reward? 4.69. Okay, so I would just document the risk to reward, and then I would keep going. I will go to the next one, right? So my next setup, let's say price came down. Okay, let's say we would trade this one. Okay, that's another one to test out. Would you have been able to trade it? Look at that big, massive 15-minute candle. Okay, right? Like, realistically, could you trade that one? Massive bearish candle. So if we look at the 6-minute time frame, only reason I'm using 6 minutes is because not even 6 minute works. Let's see. Okay, 6 minute works. So even the 6 minute gave us an evening star, right? So you have to look and see, okay, does this fit the confirmations, right? Or you can document this one and say, I may not have entered because of the candle, right? And you can store this for later on to test out if 5-minute candles in the supply is strong enough confirmation to be an A setup, right? So you will go one by one, right? Each one of these times that it enters into the zone and sells, you can come here and document. Okay, you can document what happened, what you saw. Tweezers. So here, look, tweezers sell. Tweezer on the 4 hour. Tweezers bearish pin bar. And then, so you'll also learn that price is getting lower, right? So you can put your stop loss. You wouldn't put your stop loss way up here. You can learn to put your stop loss above the candles. Okay. So we would see here 1 to 3. You document that one. So each of the setups that you see, you're going to try to document 20 to 30 in the beginning. And when it approaches the zone, if you see your confirmations, then you're going to judge if it was a winner or a loser. Even if it's a loser, it's okay. You need to know that, right? So we would need to know that my confirmations were there, but price just invalidated the setup. Okay. All right. So please put your questions in the comment section. This is the work that it takes. Okay. If you have not been consistently profitable, I assure you that you have not done this. You have not done this level of validation. 30, 40, 50, 60 scenarios. Once you do this, it'll strengthen your technical analysis skills, and you'll become a lot more confident with the pair that you trade and with the system that you trade. Well, please leave your comments in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video. This is not going to be the last time we talk about this, because this is one of the most important. We'll do more webinars on this. See you on the next video.